Welcome back, everybody. This is Rudy with Alpha Investments, and every once in a while, we get something that comes through the store about a collection that's just so unique. I'm proud to share it with everybody, and this is one of those videos. Every once in a while, we get those amazing stories, and this is going to be one of those that I just really want to share. And let me explain the backstory here. So, of course, we have a collection all the way from Seattle, Washington, good old WotC headquarters. And apparently this is from a gentleman's collection who used to work for Wizards of the Coast years ago. And the gentleman is now deceased. The wife is still around. And I guess she has been working with some individuals on liquidating some different things in her life or personal life in Seattle. So they were pretty vague. I don't have a lot of details, but they gave me the green light where I can at least share the generic story. And with that being said, the gentleman reached out and said, "Hey, Rudy, this is the story. They're very kind of iconic, nostalgic, and obviously doing a video on this would kind of immortalize it permanently forever on the internet, which was kind of a great fit for the theme of what we wanted to do here." So that's really about it. I wasn't given any further information. They were very vague about it. The cards are gorgeous, and of course, I am honored to share it with everybody. Before I show you guys the card, I just want to let everybody know I just think it's an amazing story, and these are by far my favorite type of discussions and videos to kind of place on YouTube permanently till the end of time, because I just think you really can't recreate or duplicate this kind of thing. And as always, keep in mind the cards you see in this video, as with all reserve list cards, none of these cards are currently for sale, but I do always appreciate the endless offers after these videos go live. But remember, Rudy is not interested in selling any of these cards. So hope you guys enjoy, and thank you very much. All right, everybody, so just to get started here, we have the first nice little notebook here. I love the old school label maker. So we do have a complete original 1993 Wizards of the Coast collector's edition set. It does include the Power 9 and the dual lands and all that fun stuff. And just a reminder, these obviously are not the regular standard Alpha Beta. These are the Beta collector's edition cards. You got all the Power 9 cards. They're all just absolutely astonishingly beautiful. The condition on the collector's edition set, usually when they are sent to me and they're not in the box and they're actually all loose. Oh, look at that Wheel of Fortune, you guys. When they're actually all taken apart and they've been kind of handled and placed in sleeves, and these are kind of mixed up. You can tell they're not even alphabetized. I mean, Stone Giant, Orcish, then back to Burrowing, S, O, B. I mean, you can see O, B. There's no organization there. Anyways, I did finish auditing. All the cards are here. And it's something you can stare at it all you want. It just never gets old. Never gets old, everybody. And that's the only thing about some of these 9-pocket pages through the mail. Some of the cards kind of pop out of the spots and everything. It always makes me nervous when they're mailed like that. But, again, there's no box or anything, so I'll probably have to purchase a loose box, and I'm going to put them all back and try to find a $50 or $100 just for usually $50 for a mint one or something. Sometimes, I don't know, it depends. I got to find an empty box to purchase. If anybody has one for sale, send me a picture and let me know so I can put them all back in one of the collector's edition boxes. And yeah, so I wanted to share, and I'm sure he probably got this for free from being an employee, or he maybe bought it for 30, 40 bucks. And I paid a lot of money. I paid a lot. And this was not cheap. So, and well, there's everybody's favorite page. So you do have the 5 Moxons there and the good old Lotus. And surprisingly, and I'll show you guys, I know everybody's curious, the condition is extraordinarily nice. Like, I'm just like, wow. Typical off the left to right, off-centered, but, I mean, they are just, crisp corner, which is very unusual for cards that are removed from the box and actually open. That is really impressive. Like, I don't grade collector's edition cards, but if I did, that would be really, besides the off-centering on that, that is just really, really wow. So, like I said, usually when they come in without the outer box, I'm always like, ugh. Usually they're because these things, when you play with collector's edition cards, what people don't realize, these things do not hold up. And for those of you who've never really handled a lot of collector's edition cards, what ends up happening is, for example, if you take, what happens first is the backs of the gold, actually the gold starts coming off. And people have done this back in the day. You can literally almost take erasers and certain chemicals, and you can literally start erasing the gold. So, and when you handle it a lot, and if you're real slick, real oily hands, mine are very dry, especially when I handle these, you literally, it will just start coming off. And you have to be very careful when dealing with that kind of thing, because they just don't hold up real well at all. So, and especially with these pointy corners, you got to be super careful. So I really wanted to share that. That was the very first thing. I'm almost done showing. I want to show you guys the final part. There's all the duels. Remember the 10th dual land was 2 pages back. And another thing a lot of people don't know is, remember, when you buy a collector's edition set, the lands, remember that, the basic lands, you get a bunch of each one. They included, like, unlike the regular set that's one of every card, the basic lands, as you can see, there's 7. They included quite a bit for each basic land for people to use. And I was always very surprised that people who want the alpha beta look of the old cards, these things were so cheap. And even now, the basic lands of these things are so cheap. I'm very surprised more people don't buy them or bid them up. Because remember, in a collector's edition set, this beta collector's edition Underground Sea is the same rarity as, this crystal rod. They're all the same print run. The common card, the common over here Gray Ogre, is just as rare as, any of the rares. I mean, it's the same rarity as a Black Lotus. And I don't know if a lot of people realize that a Mesa Pegasus is just as rare as a Wrath of God in these sets. And I know we've brought it up and other people have many times, but I don't think a lot of people fully grasp that. So that's all I wanted to show. And I just thought you guys would appreciate that first part. For those of you still watching, let's check out the other interesting part of this, which is going to be a nice little stack of cards here. So I'm going to be very, very careful with these because I'm probably going to grade a couple of them. So I just want people to know that. So what I'm going to show you guys, first you got a nice drop of honey. Obviously, one of the first things I looked at on expensive cards was, man, these are beautiful. There's no inking. There's nothing. I mean, I was very, very happy about that because that's the first thing I always get concerned with. Drops, always great. Bulette hasn't been reprinted yet, but again, even when it does, it's not going to be the same artwork. Not going to be the infamous set symbol, and of course, not the infamous border. Remember, these are light and dark version. See the casting costs? A lot of people don't even know that still. You got the light and dark casting costs there. See the one difference? So technically, those are the different printings on the print sheet, just so people know. Island of Wockety Wock. This was one of the ones that survived the buyouts of everything from 2017 and never really spiked a lot in price. Still relatively the same in price. Arabian Night Mountains, these things always, I remember buying these for 10, 20 bucks a piece. Then they're 40, 50. I think they're maybe 60 bucks now, something like that. Maybe 7, depending on the condition and depending on what kind of group you can buy them in. These are just very iconic because it's the only basic land in Arabian Nights, and it's just a very show-off type card to use. Revised Wheel of Fortune spiked a lot, leveled off recently. This was like a $10, $20 card for the longest time. Finally went up a little bit recently and leveled out. And of course, 2 Force of Wills. To this day, I'm very, very, very surprised Force of Will, the original printing, original artwork from Alliance is still this cheap. I mean, these cards are, by far, arguably the best counterspell in the history of Magic. Maybe, well, I don't know. I still like Mana Drain better, but, and it's still just cheap. Ever since they reprinted it in Eternal Masters, I still, Sinbad, nothing crazy. A little Efreet here, nothing crazy. Jihad was one of these cards also. That is a kind of a rare or a U2 in Arabian Nights that I was like 50 to 80 bucks for a long time. Spiked to 200-300. Now I think it's back down to what, 150 or something. And of course, Rudy's fave, Bazaar Baghdad. Some of these are in extraordinarily nice condition. This one is not gradable. You can see the whitening in the chips, but still, this is a very nice light play Bazaar. And one of Rudy's faves, Serendib, that I missed the boat on. I've been trying to accumulate recently. This one is probably going to be in gradable condition. Well, that corner, maybe. I might consider, maybe it's a PSA 8-9 range. Diamond Valley, just nothing even to say. Sitting in a Bottle, when's the last time we had cards that destroy all cards from a certain set? I know, right? How amazing. And of course, getting towards the end here, good old Workshop. I know. I don't even need to talk about it. Everybody already knows. Very, very, this one is in great condition for a Workshop. Absolutely stunning. Same thing with the Candelabra. These are probably going to be graded. These are very clean cards. Very impressed. I'm probably going to send those to PSA. And good old, I just like the artwork. And a couple more here. We got the old Power Artifact and Transmute. As with other titles, we'll do a quick talk with those two real quick. I want to give you guys a quick story. that a lot of people don't seem to remember with the power and the transmute card. So these have probably been the most targeted, most commonly attempted to buy out Antiquities U3 cards in the history of Antiquities and many of the Four Horsemen sets. There are so many people that have attempted buyouts on these two cards, it's out of control. I've seen so many pictures of people trying to buy 10, 20, 50, 100. I think one person even has almost 200 of each, and that's even more than I have. I like them, but I just think people underestimate the actual quantity of not being a rare. It's kind of technically an uncommon. So therefore, I think people underestimate the difficulty it is to move a price on kind of a non-rare on Antiquities versus Arabian Nights. Coffin! Remember, starting to buy these is about $5, $10 as a kid. Very, very nice condition card. Probably going to be sent off for grading also. Good old Suchi, depending if you're playing Mana Burn or not, dictates whether or not you like the card. Am I right? And, God, some of those are just nice. Winter Workshop. I know, you can buy yourself a 4th edition one for 50 cents, or you can go for that old school feel. Never gets old, does it? I mean, I don't know what it is about that art. Maybe it's the Christmas lights. I don't know what it is. And last but not least, we get to the back here. We just have some strip mines. Remember, when you see a little bit variance on the bordering with different tones and shades of the gray, there are 50 shades of gray for different strip mines, and it is okay. It does not mean it's fake or real. There's just print variants to the different strip mines. Oh, you can see me getting excited. A little bit of humidity from my hand. So that is about it. I just want to thank everybody for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. I greatly appreciate the honor of sharing it with the world, and I appreciate the transaction, the very smooth, enjoyable transaction, and the amazing cards. And so thank you to everybody. Thank you to the people who were involved, and I hope everybody enjoyed this. Have a great day.